Good morning, class. We're going to do notes a little bit differently today. So you can see me, you can see the notes projected up for you. I also included them as an attachment to the document. So if you want to go ahead and pause this video, and you can either print out the notes or you can get them on a tablet or a secondary device, and then you can write on them for your own notes as well. Remember, you still do have to turn those into me. If you're having trouble uploading, I noticed some of you guys are uploading pictures onto documents. You can just upload the pictures directly. So contact me how to do that. Mr. Ritchie's making a video of how you can make PDFs straight from if you have an iPhone using the Notes app. So reach out to us if you have any trouble with that. So without further ado, let's get started. Today we're going to be doing we're going to be talking about histograms. So this is going to be, I believe that this is lesson 9, and we're talking about histograms. So what is a histogram? Okay, a histogram is a bar graph that shows the frequency of data values in intervals that are the same size. So the key word here is intervals. So the height of the bar, meaning how tall it is here, is going to represent how many data values fall into that interview. So notice here that we have a histogram of employees. Okay, those that are between the ages of 21 to 30, I have 8 employees. Okay, then I can come look at the next bar here, and I have, go up here, this many that are between 31 and 40. Now, what is this? Well, what is in between 12 and 16? Exactly halfway should be 14. So in order to figure that out, the distance between, you can subtract 16 minus 12, okay, which is going to be 4, and divide it by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So then you could just add 2 each time. So that would be 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 2 again would be 16. So if you're having trouble with your intervals or can't figure them out, then please reach out to me, and then I can help you with that. There we go. All right, so let me put that there, 14, and then so on. So then you have, we could add 2 more, so 18 here that are between 41 and 50, 12 that are between 51 and 60, 6 that are between 61 and 70, and 2 that are between 71 and 80 years old, okay? Now, keep in mind is notice that on these graphs that we don't know exactly how old the people are. I know that there are look here, there are 18 people that are between 41 and 50 years old, but I don't know the exact ages, and that's okay. So that's the difference between a histogram and say something like a bar graph or a line graph. Okay, let's scroll down and answer some questions about this graph here. So number 1, how many employees are there? Well, to figure it out, you need to find the total. You need to find the total. So to find the total, we need to add them all up. So add here 8 plus 14, which is 22, plus 18, which is 40, plus 12 is 52, plus 6 more, 58, plus 2 is 60. So you should have a total of 60 employees by adding up all of your frequencies. How many employees are at most 40 years old? So that's going to be a key word here, is at most. We have to remember our inequality symbols. So at most means less than or equal to 40. So if they're 21 through 30, are they less than 40? Yes. So we want this interval. How about 31 through 40? Yes, we want this interval, but if we go over this 41 through 50 and so on, notice that we are no longer less than or equal to 40. So I'm only concerned with these first 2 columns, which the first is 8 plus 14, and 8 plus 14 is 22. So 22 employees are at most 40 years old, okay? Which interval contains the most employees? Well, we're looking for the tallest one, and the tallest one is here, ages 41 through 50. So that is the interval that contains the most employees, 41 through 50 years old. What percent of the employees are over 60 years old? Okay, so over 60, let me change my color here. Now I'm going to be looking at over 60. So let's start at the right. 71 through 80 is definitely over 60. and 61 through 70 is definitely over 60. Okay, remember over means greater than. Okay, so to find this percent, let's first find how many are. So we have 6 that are 61 through 70 and 2 that are 71 through 80. So that gives me a total of 8. So 8 out of 60. 8 out of 60, which then I could divide to come up with a decimal. Right? 8 divided by 60 is going to be 0.13 bar. And then to go from a decimal to a percent, remember you need to multiply by 100. So this is going to be 13.3 bar percent here. Okay? 13.3 bar percent. If you're still struggling with how to go from a fraction to a decimal to a percent, reach out to me. If there's enough interest, I will make another video, just a short one of how to do that. Okay? All right, let's move on and do one more example. All right, this second one, the histogram below shows the history score test for a class. Use the histogram to answer the questions, okay? I have, if you're wondering why I keep looking this way, it's because I have 2 monitors. So one with the recording and one with the actual page. All right, so how many students scored between 61 and 70? So here's my interval, 61 and 70. And notice again that my graph is going by, it's jumping a little bit. So I go from 2 to 4. Well, what's in between 2 and 4? 3. So these intervals are going by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have 3 students in that category. How many students scored below an 81? Below an 81. So below means less than 81. So I'm interested in these 3 right here. Below an 81. So I have 1 value, plus 3 is 4, plus 6 is 10. So there are 10 students that scored below an 81%. Which interval contains the fewest scores? So the fewest is going to be the smallest amount, which is the shortest graph, which would be right here, the shortest here, which is between 51 and 60% on their history test. What percent of the students scored between 71 and 100? Okay, so now this is going to be a group. So between 71 and 100. So now I'm interested in start at 71. And we need to add all of these up, all the way up through 100. So 71 through 80 were 6 students, plus 10 is 16, plus 8 is 24. So that's going to be 24 out of how many total? Well, we haven't yet to actually find the total. So the total here is going to be the sum of them all. So I have 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 6 is 10, plus another 10 is 20, plus 8 is 28. So we have a 28, okay? So 24 out of 28. So now we can divide the numerator divided by the denominator, which would give me approximately 0.857. And you could just go to 3 digits because now to get a percent, I need to multiply by 100. And so this will be 85.7% scored at least a 70. So that's really good. Okay, as a teacher, if you have 85, almost 86% of your class getting a C or better, that's pretty decent. Okay, of course, we want that 100%. All right, what is the highest score on the test? Do you know what the highest score on the test is? Exactly. No, we don't, but we do know that some students got between a 91 and 100. So the most detailed we can be is between 91 and 100. We don't know if somebody actually got a 100% or if the highest score was a 91%. 8 people could have gotten a 91%, but we cannot say definitively, so we can only give that interval that the highest score is between 91 and 100. Okay. All right, in this very last example, I want to make our own histogram. Okay, I want to make our own histogram. So notice here that I have a whole bunch of numbers. And so with those whole bunch of numbers, we're going to make our own histogram. So first you need to define your intervals. So notice here that my smallest number looks to be in the 20s, and my biggest number looks to be up here in the 50s. So maybe let's go by 10s. Okay, so we could start with 20 to 30, and then 31 through 40. Notice that you cannot have any overlap. So if I end at 30, I need to start at 31. 41 through 50 and 51 through 60. Okay, I don't think I have any more than that. But now we can make our frequencies, okay? So let's count up how many are between 20 and 30. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe that's all of them. So I have 4 here, okay? 31 through 40. Let's see, I'm liking all these colors here, so let's do another one. 31 through 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 here. 41 through 50. It's nice that they put these in order for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 here. And the last one here, I'm thinking a little purpley. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And so now let's make our graph here. So in the bottom part, or if you recall your x-axis, we want our intervals. So we have 4 of them. So break your graph up into 4 pieces. And in the first one, we'll put our first interval, 20 through 30, then 31 through 40, 41 through 50, and 51 through 60. On the left-hand side is going to be your frequencies, okay? And so the frequencies come from this column here. So notice that our smallest frequency is 4 and our largest is 15. So perhaps we could go by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16, okay? And now we can draw our frequencies. So how many were between 20 and 30? I had 4. So I'm going to draw my bar up here and go all the way across and down. And you can color them in if you'd like, or you can leave them blank. So I had 4 that, what does this represent here? 4 touchdowns in the NFL season between 20 and 30. How about 31 through 40? We had 15. So from this bar, histograms, all the bars are smushed together, okay? And so 31 through 40 need to come all the way up here. Now, if I go all the way to the line, that's going to be 16. And the line below is 14. So remember, 15 is about halfway between 14 and 16. Okay, so I will come up halfway here. And you could color it in again or leave it blank. 41 through 50, you had a total of 10. So come over here and bring this down. Shade it in. And the last one, 51 through 60, which is 3 in between 2 and 4. And shade this in here. Okay, so now we have our histogram. All right, so that concludes today's lesson. The rest of the notes is just a couple more examples here. Don't worry about the circle graph at the bottom. You don't have one like that on your homework. I'm not concerned about circle graphs this year. That's an 8th grade topic. Again, if you need help, give me an email, call, or text. And let me know if you like this style of note-taking or me with the whiteboard, okay? Talk to you later. Bye.